Or afternoon, is it yet? Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. My name is Hector Vergara. I'm the Executive Director of the Manitoba Soccer Association, and we'd like to welcome everyone here to our very special announcement between the Vancouver Whitecaps and the Manitoba Soccer Association, a partnership that is being developed. But before we do that and get to the details of that, I would like to welcome the head table. To my immediate left, the Honorable Ron Lemieux, Minister of Tourism, Culture, Heritage, Sport and Consumer Protection, representing the province, the provincial government in the Premier as Greg Sillinger. To his immediate left, Councillor Scott Gillingham, representing the City of Winnipeg, and Mayor Brian Bowman. Unfortunately, Minister Shelley Glover was not able to attend, but she does send her regards and wishing everybody the best. To Scott's immediate left is President Bob Lenarduzzi, Whitecaps FC President, who's come all the way from Vancouver and is busy scheduled to join us, so that tells you how important this announcement is. To his immediate left is Director of Soccer Development, Dan Lenarduzzi, also from the Vancouver Whitecaps. Our MSA President, Peter Muir, joins us, and our MSA Technical Director, Marinos Papageorgopoulos. We also want to thank the members of the media. We really appreciate you coming out today. We know that this is a very busy time for everybody, getting ready with all kinds of activities. The MSA themselves had a great event on Monday night, Live Your Goals event here at the Winnipeg Soccer Federation facility, and the media was present there, so I know they're very busy with many activities, and we really appreciate you being here. We also want to thank those representatives of the clubs, our partners, technical directors and presidents who may be present today for their support. Glenlawn Collegiate, which is a great partner of the MSA, and the Louis Riel School Division, who have been working with us for a number of years. Sport Manitoba, also very supportive of the Manitoba Soccer Association. Even the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is present today because this partnership has important elements that consider for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as well. And the MSA Board of Directors, who are also here today to represent the MSA Board and those members that couldn't attend. So to everybody who's been able to make it, including also, we have a number of our NDC players. Some of them are out of town, but those players who are in town are all here. So this is for the future of the players, and therefore they're a very important part of this media conference, and they're here as well. So thank you very much for being present. In addition to that, the Winnipeg Soccer Federation is here as well, and very well represented by their president. And we want to thank them for the facility, and it's a fantastic facility that we use every day for the NDC program and the programs that we're going to have with the Vancouver Whitecaps. In addition to that, we also want to thank Subway, who have donated the food for today. As a bit of background information, obviously this is a very exciting day for the future of soccer in this province. We've been working really hard for the last, I would say, 9 months or so in preparing a program that is going to impact the future of soccer in this province to a great degree. Part of that process was the hiring of our technical director that happened in July of 2014. Immediately after the hiring of the technical director, we requested the technical director that he do an extensive evaluation of all the technical programs that are run in the province for soccer. And that is everything from grassroots to elite soccer at every level, including clubs, including community centers, including the province of Manitoba, the universities, everything that is being done in the province he evaluated, had extensive meetings with all our partners in order to establish what we now call a regional technical infrastructure that is going to be implemented not only in the region of Winnipeg, but also in all the other 6 regions of Manitoba, and it's going to be phased in starting in September of 2015. Part of that process is the fact that in July of 2014, the CSA came out with a player pathway, and that player pathway involves professional clubs. Obviously, Manitoba doesn't have a professional club, and one of the reasons why we had discussions with the Vancouver Whitecaps is to establish that professional club relationship, and it's one of the reasons why we are here today. After many, many discussions between the MSA and the Vancouver Whitecaps, we've come to an agreement and understanding of how we're going to work together going forward. And it's a great day for Manitoba soccer. It's a great day for the players, for the coaches, and the future in this province. Establish this relationship with the professional club is part of the pathway. It is what has led us to today's announcement. And without further ado, I would like to pass the mic on to the president of the Vancouver Whitecaps, Bob Lenarduzzi, for his comments.
Thank you, Hector.
Can you hear me at the back?
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm actually gonna not use the microphone. I wanna make it a little less formal. That doesn't mean the rest of you don't have to use the microphone. I don't wanna.
We talk with our hands too.
They're good, all right. You're Italian?
No.
Well, I'm gonna let Marinos and Danny talk about the nuts and bolts of the partnership. I would prefer to speak to the partnership from a broad perspective and a broader perspective. And it's great to come back to Winnipeg. For me, it's, the last time I was here was 1992. Wow, that seems a long, long time ago. Most of you weren't born, but you actually had or have role models to look up to from that time, and to see the owner at the time, Ralph Catafio, here, and to see Laurie McIver is very, very special. It's special in spite of the fact that we had won, the Vancouver 86ers had won 4 Canadian CSL championships, consecutive championships, and we were looking for number 5 in 1992, and we came here and we lost on a very cold night, 1-0, and then the second leg was back in Vancouver, and we were winning 1-0. It was going to go to overtime, but a young fellow from BC by the name of Steve Miller scored with about 3 minutes to go, and the Winnipeg Fury were the Canadian Soccer League champions. And as upset as I was at the time, I was delighted for Ralph and Laurie and all the people involved at the Winnipeg Fury for putting a team together that could win a championship. And I know that they've been recently inducted into the Hall of Fame and in Winnipeg, in Manitoba, and I think that's a great acknowledgement of that team. And again, for the younger people here, Google, do whatever you do, have a look at what that team did in 1992, and it's something for you to aspire to. And it's actually one of the reasons why we're here, is we want to provide that opportunity for young players to reach the highest levels. We can provide the vehicle, and then the rest is up to the young players. And part of our MLS territory is British Columbia to Manitoba, so that's protected from other teams coming into that region and poaching players. So another good reason to establish this partnership and to be in a partnership with the Provincial Association and having them view this as an opportunity to take the game to another level in their province. We, the Whitecaps, consider ourselves a development club. We have 8 homegrown players on our roster of 30 right now that have come through our development system. That's the most in MLS, and we'd like that number to grow higher. 2 of those players, Cans Froze and Marco Bustos, are from here. Cans Froze, in fact, will be in the squad tonight when we play the second leg in Edmonton of the Amway Cup. Marco Bustos would have been in the squad, but unfortunately he's had an extended foot injury that's kept him out. But both of those players have very, very bright futures in the game, and we're happy to have played a part in the development of those players through our club model. We invest a lot of money in player development, and outside of our own backyard, where obviously we do the majority of the work, we've established academies throughout our province and throughout Western Canada. And for us, this is a very, very important one. We know that there's players that can get to the highest level here, and we'd like to help them achieve that. We also, as a part of what we offer, there are scholarships galore that are available to players, and we like to play a part in that as well, and that's something that I think Danny will touch on a little bit later. So very, very excited to be here, and I know that Hector said that I have a busy schedule, but once I knew that this opportunity was available, I wanted to come. I wanted to come and I wanted to connect, and I'm so delighted that Ralph is here today. He's 86 years young, he is still working, and he is a role model.
I didn't want you to say like at my age though.
Sorry?
I'm still young guy. You're still young.
Just a number.
Just a number, exactly, it's just a number. So delighted to see the people from the past, but very, very excited about the prospects moving forward. I truly believe that this is a partnership that will see the fruits of the labors in the coming years. And development is all about time. It doesn't happen quickly, so we need to establish the foundation, which is what we're doing here today, and then beyond that, the rest is up to the young players in the room here today that ideally will go on to represent maybe the Whitecaps first, and then ideally, what we'd love to do is put as many players on the Canadian men's and women's national team as possible. So, thank you very much for having us out today. I'm now going to pass it over to Peter to say a few words. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have told me to use that. Okay.
Oh, well, I'm sure it was nice on the tape there, Bobby. Before I start, I want to just say that, you know, as a volunteer, and I'm sure as an MSA staff member occasionally directed by volunteers, there's days when you wonder what you're doing, whether it's the right thing, whether you're going to take us anywhere. And then there are other days when you know it's the right path. And I can assure you that today is one of those latter days. This is, we were so excited about joining up with the Whitecaps. It's a tremendous opportunity for Manitoba soccer and for our young players. Canada Soccer has embraced a player development pathway that comes through the professional clubs. And Bobby mentioned that, you know, we're part of the Whitecaps territory. But I don't think this is about territory, because if you look back at how successful the Whitecaps have been, they have been a leader in development. They've had more than 50 players called up to Canadian national team programs in the last 2 years. They lead the MLS at this point with 8 homegrown players. And the advantage for us is that we have, as you know, look at all those smiling faces, a wealth of really talented players here who are just itching to get into this program and to develop. And now these players have a pathway that will take them, and I hope all Manitoba players, right from grassroots to professionals, and I look forward to watching Cans and Marco play for the Whitecaps, and I want to look forward to watching some of these faces, because I'll be able to say, I knew them when they were back in Manitoba. So this is a partnership of great opportunity. We couldn't be more excited. This is the beginning of the future. Combined with our new Manitoba pathway, we've got nowhere to go but up. Thank you. Who am I going?
Thank you very much, Peter. Before we get to the details of the program with Dan and Marinos, we would like to have the opportunity now for Minister Ron Lemieux for him to give us his message.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here on behalf of Greg Selinger, the Premier, and all my colleagues from the legislature. All of you know, and I don't have to tell you how important soccer is to Manitoba. You know, it's the year of sport. We've declared it the year of sport in Manitoba, and I can't think of a more fitting event to participate in and be part of that is this initiative that's taking place today. The Whitecaps are truly respected in soccer, and it's nice to have that association. Manitoba would be associated with the Whitecaps, quite frankly. But Manitoba has had a long history, whether it's the Fury or other teams, Lucania and Hellas and Thistle. There are many soccer organizations in Manitoba that have a long history in Manitoba. But if you take a look at Manitoba's population, where the parents and grandparents and others who have come to Manitoba as immigrants to Manitoba, soccer is their #1 sport in their country. And when they came to Manitoba as young children or born in Manitoba, soccer is a natural sport that they gravitated to and wanted to play. It's the fastest growing sport in our province. It will continue to be the fastest growing sport in our province. So I would be remiss in certainly not thanking, you know, Subway, for example, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and for all their role that they play. And we're so pleased to be hosting FIFA, the Women's World Championship, and I know some representatives are here today from FIFA. We've done such a fantastic job. We're going to have sellouts, and the games are going to be sold out, not only the American games, but other games. And this truly is going to, once in a lifetime, an event that comes along that highlights soccer or a sport. And today, this is one. FIFA certainly is one because of the high profile it has. But the association with the Whitecaps is another one where it's going to give young players something to aspire to, something to give them some drive to attain I guess, the best they can be in their particular sport. And really what it's about, when you think of all the young people who are sitting here today, the sport is about, and the future of the sport is about you, quite frankly, and the role you play in that. But no one can reach the heights they want to without training, without the proper organization to be involved in. And that's why, to me, today's announcement truly means a lot. Because not only can you aspire and have a dream to grow and to do the best you can in your sport of your choice, but when you have people helping you along the way, and organizations, professional organizations, to help Manitoba soccer, to me that is truly, truly important. And it's going to go a long way to improve soccer in our province, but also to one day see a number of you playing professional soccer, but also playing at the highest level in soccer, hopefully around the world. So with that, I don't want to take too much time except to say I'm really pleased to be here to let you know that the province of Manitoba, my department and people within the Sport Manitoba are here to help you in any way we can. Today we may not know what that is, but there may be a time where we'll be sitting down, where whether it's new facilities, whether it's investing in new programs, that is something that those discussions are going to take place in days to come. But for today is to celebrate the Whitecaps and the association with Manitoba Soccer, and really what it means to our province. And I think it's a fantastic day. It's a great day for soccer, and we should all be celebrating that and for what it really is. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Lemieux. Well, you heard it. I heard it. It's recorded, so we'll be at a table sometime soon to have discussions, guaranteed. And now we'd like to welcome Councillor Scott Gillingham for his greetings.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Mayor Brian Bowman and my fellow colleagues at Winnipeg City Council, we're so excited to be part of this day, and we want to congratulate the Vancouver Whitecaps, Manitoba Soccer Association, Winnipeg Youth Soccer Association, and even beyond the perimeter, all the players that are playing outside the perimeter as well, because there's a lot of great players that grow up and play outside of Winnipeg. This is indeed an exciting day, and I couldn't help but think of the fact that what today it's one more step in the realization of dreams and vision. There's a lot of people at this table that have had dreams and vision of what could become. The Lenarduzzi's, probably a lot of months, years of thinking about what the team could become. I know Peter Muir and others from the Manitoba Soccer Association. What could become? And as they thought through dreams and visions of putting programs in place and developing players, what could become? And today is really the culmination of a lot of dreams and visions. Before I got into politics, one of the things that I did is I worked a lot with Portage Trail Soccer Club. And I worked with trying to help find a facility, a field out on Sturgeon Road, and a lot of you guys have played on that field. And it was nothing but a grass patch for such a long time, and now there's more there. And I can tell you, in conversations with people around there, as the lines were being put on and the grass was being put in, it's about dreams and visions. If we build this, what will the kids do? What kind of players will be developed here? And so I want to encourage the kids especially just to keep dreaming, because today you see that the end of your dreams, the realization of your dreams is a lot closer because of this partnership. The City of Winnipeg over the years has put a lot of money and investment into developing facilities. There's another facility going in the north end of northern part of Winnipeg, because we know the value of having good spaces, good facilities for player development to take place. So we're glad to be part of this discussion today, glad to be part of this celebration. And again, I want to congratulate MSA and the Whitecaps on this partnership.
Thank you, Councillor William. At this time now, we would like to pass the mic to Dan Lenarduzzi and Marinos Papagiotopoulos, who will actually take you through a little more detailed explanation of what the partnership is all about.
I've got my own mic here now, so we're moving this one down. Thank you, Hector. Appreciate that. Well, this is really an historic day for myself and our club. For myself in particular, because I've been coming back and forth here in the winter with a lot of snow, talking about this partnership and trying to work the ways through it. And finally it's here, so we're here on a nice summer day, so it's quite symbolic, I think, that we're here on a day like today and we can walk outside and enjoy the weather. But you know, we, as Bob mentioned, we have a network of development centers throughout BC. We also have a center in Saskatchewan, but this is the first time that we've partnered with a provincial association outside of BC. So it's definitely historic from that perspective. Secondly, I would say that wouldn't have happened without the vision, foresight of the MSA. And from the Vancouver Whitecaps and all the staff back in Vancouver, we just want to say thank you very much to the MSA, the board, in particular to Hector and Marinos for working with us over the last year to make this a reality and to have a presence here in Manitoba. And when we talk about partnerships, we want to have a partnership. We just don't want to be based in Vancouver and asking players to come to Vancouver and making visits here. We want to have a presence here. We want to be part of the community. We want to be part of the vision of the MSA in terms of reaching out to the clubs, reaching out to the communities. Yes, do we want to develop players and bring them to Vancouver, give them opportunities? For sure. But even more important to us is growing the game. We want to grow the game in Manitoba. And that's what we'll be doing at all the different levels, working with all the partners here in Manitoba. So hopefully you'll expect to see us at different clubs, different areas throughout our partnership, and hopefully you'll feel that we are a partner and not just a partner in name. So we're really looking forward to that. So we're all doing a lot of talking here about how happy we are about the partnership. What does it actually mean? So Marinos and I are going to do a little tag team here on what the actual concept is that we're talking through. So you may not be able to see in detail the model that we have on the left-hand side, but the Vancouver Whitecaps have a player model, and the blue area that you see from the line coming across professional development up actually is our player development model. So I'm going to start from the top and kind of come down and show you how we're going to connect with Manitoba. So underneath our MLS team, we have a WFC2 team, which is brand new this year in the USL League. So that's basically what we term as our reserve team. So players that perhaps aren't quite ready from our development programs or players that aren't getting games in the first team will play in the WFC2 team. So we would expect there may be opportunities for players from Manitoba in that particular team as well. But below that, under the professional development area is really what I want to talk about. We have a male program and a female program. Our male program is called our Boys Residency Program, and that's a full-time, fully funded program with players not just from BC, but the best players from across Canada. So we're looking for players from across Canada to relocate them, go to school together, train together, and have opportunities within the residency program, but also to push their way up to WFC2 or to the Whitecaps. So that's on the male side. So we're very proud of that program. We're, I think, one of the pioneers of a residency program like that. So we look forward to connecting that to Manitoba. On the female side, we have our Girls Elite Rex program. And that just recently became an official CSA Regional Excel Center. So these are the best players and best girls players in BC together, again, out of the club system, playing together. It's not a school program yet, but it will be in a year's time. But those players are training 4 or 5 times a week with the idea that they'll be players developing for Canadian national team programs that we're working closely with in the CSA. So those are our 2 feature programs in Vancouver that we really want to connect to Manitoba. And that leads me to the next blue slide, which is right next to all the red from the Manitoba side. And that's what we're going to create here in Manitoba. I should say too that there already is a fantastic program happening here with the MSA on the boys and the girls side. We just want to work together to help enhance that program and connect that program into our boys residency program and our girls elite program. So we've rebranded the program. So the boys full-time, fully funded program here will now be called the MSA Whitecaps Residency Prospects Program. We call it Prospects because every player on that particular team or group of players will be prospects for potential move to residency or potentially into Canadian national team. So that's what's going to happen on the male side. On the female side, again, we've connected the program with our branding to the Girls Elite Rex Prospects. Again, prospect girls players that hopefully we can get into the Vancouver system and give them opportunities there. Below that, and that actually goes from ages U13 up to U17, 18. Below that, we're creating a new program together with Manitoba called our Pre-Prospects Program, and that mirrors what we have in Vancouver. So those are U9, so 8 years old up to 11, 12 years old. Those are players that we're grooming at a younger age to get more touches on the ball, get them more involved, get them part of our system, and hopefully push them up into the residency or to the girls' elite side. So I should say too that all of the curriculum will come from Vancouver. So what our boys are doing in Vancouver is what will be taught here at the program here. Same thing on the girls' side. We're very closely associated with the Rex program, so curriculum from the Whitecaps and Rex will be implemented into the Rex program here. So what we hope to see, and we know that we've had players come from Manitoba into Vancouver, we want it to be a pipeline. We want it to be a consistent thing that's happening so that if there's players that aren't coming there permanently, we like to have players come in for a week or two, train with us, then come back. We want to have the staff come out to Vancouver. We want to come into Winnipeg, work with the players that are here. So it's a real pipeline going back and forth, and we hope that players on both the boys and girls side stick with that. As Bob mentioned, it's really not just about being a professional player, in particular on the girls side, it's about opportunity. And we believe with our network and the connections that we have that players in our program will not only have a chance to potentially be with the Whitecaps, but also with the CSA, but also, and I think even more importantly from an education perspective, get a great scholarship at a major college or university or locally here as well. So it's all about what can we do to provide more opportunities for players in Manitoba with a directly connected pipeline into Vancouver. But as I mentioned before, it's also not just about that top level player, it's about what can we do in Manitoba. And I think the exciting part for our club is what we can connect with on the MSA below that. And we're really happy to announce, as well as the Whitecaps being here in a partnership with the MSA, that Marinos, who's the TD for the MSA, is also going to become the Whitecaps head coach here in Manitoba. So he'll be a direct link to what is happening here in Manitoba. He'll definitely be visiting Vancouver on many occasions, but he'll be working closely with our technical staff in Vancouver, talking about players, talking about curriculum, making sure that we're really intertwined and connected. So we look forward to having Marinos on board with us and working forward from there. So at this particular point, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring my tag team partner, Marinos, up, and he's going to talk a little bit about how we've built programs below that to even connect to the programs that I've mentioned too. So again, on behalf of myself and Bob, we're really excited to be here. We're going to be here a lot more coming up. So it's one of many times that we'll see you, but we really look forward to our partnership and the exciting times ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dan, for the intro. Dan talked about the top of the pyramid, and it's absolutely important, but we all know and understand that if the base is not solid, that pyramid will not be able to withstand time. So we definitely very interested in enhancing what we do at the grass level to make sure we widen the base of that pyramid. So as we look at the bottom part of it, it says MSA Regional Technical Infrastructure Plan. Basically what that is, it's a club model through a licensing process. It consists of multiple player and coaching development programs that clubs will be implementing across the province. The idea behind that is to standardize how we deliver the sport within the province to create better environments and proper environments for players. We all understand that players start to develop technical habits at very, very young ages. So the idea is to make sure that players enjoy the game, stay in the game longer, and then hopefully the top part of the pyramid can broaden as the bottom part does as well. So we want to make sure we provide every player in the province an opportunity to move on through a program like this. So we talk about and I say province, and it was mentioned earlier that, you know, in Manitoba, soccer is not just Winnipeg, right? There's soccer being played across the province, and the regional skills camps are one way for us to reach out to the communities outside of the big city. And the Whitecaps will be involved in that as well with us in that initiative. On top of that, we have a district prospect center and a district prospect ID camps. Again, this is an environment that's very inclusive with the local clubs and the local communities where we want to work with them. and literally provide a direct link for some of the clubs in the community with the Whitecaps. And that all feeds into the prospect center, into the residence center, into the top of the pyramid. So for me, the vision and the idea has been from the beginning that if I'm a parent and I have a 5-year-old daughter or son, and I join a Winnipeg or a club within this province, there's a clearly defined pathway. And I know where my kid needs to be at what time and what pathway that could lead him to. And that's the dream, where we have a pro club in Winnipeg at the top of it, but then we have the structure at the bottom that'll help support that. So we're really excited about this whole process, and with that, I'll hand it back to Hector to wrap it up, I guess.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Dan Marinos, for that quick presentation. I know that there's a lot of more detail that goes into this, but obviously this is not the time to get into the details. This kind of, in a way, wraps up the conference officially, but we're going to have a photo opportunity right now between, together with the MSA, Vancouver Whitecaps, Peter Muir, the president, and Bob Neruzzi, the president of Vancouver Whitecaps, will also be involved in this, so the media can have an opportunity for a photo up at the front with the scarves. And then following that, there will be an opportunity to do individual interviews, so I think the media wants to do individual interviews versus general questions, and we'll kind of set them up right in front here. We just move the tables out of the way quickly, and then you guys can use the backdrops for the interviews. In the meantime, those who are not being interviewed, there is food being served outside of the room, so you're welcome to eat. We'll keep some food for the media for sure. I mean, don't worry. And this concludes the afternoon media conference. Thank you very much for your attendance. I really appreciate it.